Fractions. Fractions means it is always used to denote a part by whole. Okay. The fractions, the general form of fraction is like a number below another number that separated by the negative kind of symbol. So it is in the form a by b, whereas a is called as numerator, b is called as denominator. In this form we will denote. For example, if we have a square and we are dividing that square into 6 equal parts, consider this is equal parts, 6 equal parts. In this, if we want to represent 2 parts among the 6, so how much part is shaded? 2 over 6. So this is how we denote the fraction. The same way, suppose in the same square or rectangle, we are splitting that into 6 equal parts. I am shading 4 parts to denote 4. Then our fraction is 4 by 6. And the another example, take a circle. I am dividing that circle into 4 equal parts. In that I am shading only 1 part. Then how we can denote this shaded part? I am asking a question. How we can denote this? 1 by 4. Likewise, suppose if 3 parts are shaded means suppose 3 parts are shaded means 3 by 4. Okay, that like will denote. Okay, in this the upper part is called as numerator, the below part is lower part is called as denominator. Okay, in this, if denominator is never be equal to 0, the denominator is never 0, because a part by whole, fraction is what? Denoting a part by whole. The whole is there is nothing is there means how we can split that into equal parts. So the denominator cannot be 0. Also, the fractions cannot be negative. Fractions cannot be negative because we are denoting about number of things. The number of things cannot be negative. That is why we don't use negatives in fraction. Okay, that is it. Now there are some types of fractions are there. So I said numerator, denominator, everything, right? In that, suppose there are more parts in the whole, we are denoting it, means the denominator is greater than numerator. Denominator is greater than numerator. Then we can call that fraction as proper fraction. What fraction? Proper fraction. Because there are many parts available, we can denote something. Suppose if the denominator is less than the numerator, that means it is called as improper fraction. That means what? Improper fraction. And mixed fraction. Mixed fraction means You remember we use this type of words, one and a half thing, one and a half, three and a half. That and all you use. So that is nothing. When you say one and a half, it is one and a half, which means 1 plus half. Likewise, if you say three and a half means 3 and a half, which means 3 plus half, 3 whole thing plus half. Okay, so how to know this and all? 1 and a half, if I am denoting the square as 1 and here half, so this 1 and a half, so 1 plus half, it is 1 and a half, mixed fraction. Likewise, 3 and a half means same thing, 3 shaded fully, half is shaded half. Okay, so this is called as mixed fraction. And after that, very important definition, equivalent fraction. A fraction can be multiplied with a non-zero number on its numerator and denominator. Both numerator and denominator we have to multiply. Both numerator and denominator we have to multiply a fraction. So when we multiply, we'll get the equivalent fraction. Say for example, here 4 by 5 I took. Okay, in this, the equivalent fraction can be obtained by, we can multiply any non-zero number in both numerator and denominator. So I am multiplying 2 on both numerator and denominator, means 4 2s are how much? 8 by 5 2s are 10. So this is the equivalent fraction of this. Is it only applicable for 2 only? 2 alone? We can take any other non-zero number. See, the same 4 by 5, we can multiply that with 7 by 7, 8 by 8, whatever. 4 7s are 28 by 35. This like, how many equivalent fractions we can say for a given fraction? Can you say how many equivalent fraction we can say for a given fraction? Come on, think. Say multiplied 2, 7. This like how many numbers available? We can't say cannot be determined. Infinitely many. How many equivalent fractions? Infinitely many equivalent fractions are there, among which we say only one is the simplest form, that is the fraction itself. We can say 8 by 10, 28 by 35 and all equivalent fraction, but the simplest form of all the equivalent fraction is this fraction itself. Simplest form of all the equivalent. So this form is called as simplest form. What form? Okay, that is it. Next, comparing two fractions. Before comparing two fractions, we should know the like fractions and the unlike fractions. What is like fractions, unlike fractions? If you like the fractions, it is like fraction. If you don't like fractions, it is unlike fraction. Is it? I think you are not liking this fraction. So all these are unlike fractions. See, like fraction is very simple. We can say two fractions as like fraction. For example, 2 by 5 and 4 by 5, for example, I take. These are like fractions because they have same denominator or equal denominator. They have what? Same denominator. Same denominator means that is called as like fraction. Then what do you think this unlike fraction would be? unequal denominators, or else it is not like fraction. So unlike fractions means we don't have the same denominator. No same denominator, or else it is not like fraction, then we can say obviously it is unlike fraction. See, 3 by 5, 4 by 7, are they like fractions? Okay. 4 by 5, 4 by 7, are they like fractions? No. Okay. So based on the denominator. See, we have seen what is fraction. Fraction means, we have seen what is fractions. Fraction means denoting a part by the whole. So in that the whole cannot be 0. Also we can't denote a part or whole as negative. So fractions cannot be negative. And while denoting that, the upper part is called as numerator and the lower part is called as denominator. Based on the behavior of numerator and denominator, we are splitting the fractions into types. So first one is proper fraction. When the fraction is called as proper fraction, if we have big denominator. Okay, I always remember like this. You are having a big foot. Foot means what? Foot means what, man? Your foot. The below part. Is it or not? The lower part. So in this, if you are having big foot, we can say it is proper fraction. Big foot I referred means big denominator. Denominator should be big number. If that is not a big number, we can say it is improper fraction. Say for example, 3 by 5, is it proper or improper? Proper. What about 7 by 8? Proper. 13 by 5? Improper. Okay. So these are all the types of fractions. After that, one more important type of fraction, it is equivalent fraction. The equivalent fraction says we can multiply a non-zero number. What number? Non-zero. When I say non-zero, it means that except 0, any number we can multiply. Okay. So when we multiply means we will get the equivalent fraction. That like we can find many equivalent fractions. How many? Infinitely many equivalent fractions you can find for a given fraction. Okay. In that, the original thing is called as simplest form. Okay. And after that, like and unlike fractions. Like fractions means the denominators are same for two fractions, and denominator is not same, then it is unlike fractions. Clear? Okay. Now, answer my questions. Whether 2 by 3 is a proper fraction or improper fraction. Okay, 3 by 11, 17 by 6, 1 by 9. Okay. This mixed fraction I said, right? The mixed fraction and the improper fraction has a connection. How it is connected? See, when I say 3.5, it means that 3 plus half. Okay. So we can convert this mixed fraction to improper fraction. Okay. How we can convert means, listen carefully. The base part, denominator part has to be multiplied with this number. 3 2s are 6. So here multiplication. With that result, this has to be added to the numerator. So our answer is 7 by 2. 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 1, 7 by 2. So I said 1.5. That is what has an improper fraction. 3 by 2. Then 21 by 5. That is, 21 by 2 I will take. By 2 always 3. 3 2s are 6. That is 60 plus 1. It is 61 by 3. Likewise, you convert the number 3 5 by 11. Say what is that? $38 by 11, because 33 plus 5 it is 38 by 11. Perfect. Good. And then now this improper fraction, converting that into mixed fraction. Here I gave some examples. 13 by 5 I said. Is that proper or improper? So improper to mixed fraction. This 13 by 5 is improper. How we will denote this one means, usually divide. This 13 has to be divided by 5. Okay. So when you divide 13 by 5, we will get what? 2 times 5 is 10. Then the remainder 3. Then our required fraction is the remainder by this one, this denominator, already denominator, remainder by the denominator. Here our quotient will come. Now you cross multiply here. 2 5s are 10, 10 plus 3. So it is quotient into remainder by denominator. Okay. Likewise, I said we say 18 by 7. Can you say what is this mixed fraction? Same like divide, quotient into this remainder by divisor. Perfect, man. 2 4 by 7. Okay, that is it. So what are all the things we have seen all along from the beginning? Fractions, after that type of fractions, that proper, improper, denominator is big means proper, denominator is small means improper, and then like fractions, unlike fractions, same denominator, different denominators. After that equivalent fractions, after that mixed fractions, after that the relationship between mixed fraction and improper fraction. Okay. Okay, that is it. Also there is another type of fraction is there, is called unit fraction. When the numerator is 1, then we can say it is unit fraction. That is it. Shall we go to next section?